the time has come. The moment we have all been waiting for is finally here.
Corey, I'm getting chills. We have come to our final inductee of the night into the 2022 class of the WWE Hall of Fame.
Headlining the 2022 WWE Hall of Fame, let's take a look at the extraordinary career of The Undertaker.
From Death Valley, I give you The Undertaker.
Undertaker, the character and the man behind it is something very, very special.
Will become reality.
He's like a mythological character.
You see this figure walking down, and he's larger than life, literally and figuratively.
He's just Cool Hand Luke. There has never been anyone like him.
The Prince of Darkness! He is truly superhuman!
He's a legit godfather of this business, a leader.
Completely awe-inspiring.
To sum it up, he's a tough son of a bitch.
Hey, hey, I'm your life. I'm no one who takes you there. Hey, hey, I'm your life. I'm no one who cares. Hey, betray. I'm your only true friend now. They'll betray. I'm forever there. I'm your dream, make you real. I'm your eyes when you are still. I'm your pain when you can't feel. Sad but true. I'm your truth, telling lies. I'm your reason, alibis. I'm inside, open your eyes.
Buckle up, Teddy.
The brothers of destruction have risen. Sad but true.
You will rest in peace.
Sad but true.
The changing over time, the ability to adapt.
He was able to take that character and morphed it.
They call me cowboy. I'm a singer in black. So throw a finger in the air. Let me see where you're at. Say, hey, hey. Let me hear where you're at. Say, hey, hey. I'm giving it back. So say, hey, hey. Show me some malice. Say, hey, hey, hey. Undertaker is Dragon Hogan right across the concrete. I'm a cowboy, badass in black, singing, hey, hey. Show me some malice. Say, hey, 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 hey. Oh, yeah! He is the epitome of WrestleMania! He did it! 14, 16-0, 21-0. The immortal Undertaker streak continues.
I don't know of anybody in the history of this business that has more respect than The Undertaker.
I'm your dream. I'm your eyes. I'm your pain. You know it's sad but true.
People look up to someone that walks the walk, and he does.
Sad but true.
He's iconic.
The Undertaker
WWE legend, The Undertaker.
almost became bigger than the industry.
Phenomenal fans.
I see you.
Our thanks to The Undertaker.
Some habits go hard to break.
You are the man. Oh, thank you guys.
To ride the edge of a lightning bolt for 30 years, the way he has been nothing short of phenomenal.
I'm your hate. I'm your hate when you want love. Hey, pay the price. Pay for nothing's fair. Hey, I'm your life. I'm the one who took you there. Yeah, I'm your life, and I no longer care. I'm your dream, make you real. I'm your eyes when you must steal. I'm your pain when you can't feel. You know it's sad but true.
He is the greatest character in the history of this company. He's a magical person. He's a magical performer.
These are never-ending, ass-kicking, undead phenomena.
His legacy is that there'll never be another.
Ladies and gentlemen, here to induct The Undertaker into the 2022 WWE Hall of Fame, please welcome the CEO of WWE, the Chairman of the Board, Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
No chance, so that's what you got. You up against a machine too strong. Crazy politicians by your souls for runs on puppets. Won't follow their place in the line. But tie a streak around your finger now, boy, 'cause it's just a matter of time. 'Cause you've got no chance. No chance in hell. You've got no chance. No chance in hell. You've got no chance. No chance in hell. You've got no chance.
Even including holidays, tonight is my favorite night of the year. Because we as fans and performers have the opportunity to say thank you to all of this year's inductees into the Hall of Fame. On this night, we can reflect on the superstars who have so mightily contributed to the success of WWE and who have entertained all of us all over the world. And in some way, have touched our lives for the better. Many of whom have left an indelible mark on our WWE universe, as well as the business itself. All of those performers who have been inducted to the Hall of Fame in the past, there's no one more deserving of this honor than the man we're about to induct tonight. For 30 years, think about that, for 30 long, arduous years, this man has performed for you, traveling thousands and thousands of miles night after night, enduring countless injuries and surgeries, learning to live with the pain and learning to live with the toll that it takes on the human body. Safe to say, he's been to hell and back. Along the way, he's accepted many challenges in the ring. And I'm about to mention a long list of opponents, and no doubt I'm going to forget some of them. Some of the individuals he's been in the ring with would be, and I'll read them quickly so you don't interrupt me. What? Jimmy Snuka, Jake the Snake Roberts, Giant Gonzalez, King Kong Bundy, Diesel, Psycho Sid, Kane, Big Boss Man, Brian Lee, who was a faux Undertaker. Imagine that, the Undertaker wrestling himself. Ric Flair, Big Show, Goldberg, Rey Mysterio, Mark Henry, Kama, the Great Khali, Mabel, Yokozuna, Bray Wyatt, AJ Styles, Roman Reigns, Bret Hart, JBL, Booker T, Kamala, Jeff Hardy, Kurt Angle, Mankind, Goldust, Vader, man, it's a long list. The Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, Shane McMahon, Shawn Michaels, Randy Orton, Batista, Edge, Brock Lesnar, Triple H, Stone Cold Steve Austin, John Cena, and The Rock. Just to name a few. There were, however, some other challenges along the way that were more outside the ring, and that he might have been a little more reluctant to accept, but he did nonetheless. like the time we were shooting Shotgun Saturday Night. It was a short-lived television syndicated show in which we shot in various locations, but principally in the New York City area. Bear in mind, in those days, we didn't bother with permits. No safety measures whatsoever. It's just what we called run and gun. So imagine this, you get off the train in Penn Station, and as soon as you get off the train, all of a sudden, you look over and you see The Undertaker and Triple H fighting on an escalator. The public had no idea what was going on, and even jaded New Yorkers said, "What the hell is this?" Another reluctant challenge was when he accepted the opportunity to be in the middle of a cemetery on what weather forecasters were calling flesh freezing rain. But nonetheless, there he was, waiting for that iconic panoramic shot for 5 hours. There were other instances in which he was a bit reluctant. One was on a float, a WB float, during a Thanksgiving Day parade in which he stood on the float for hours without moving. No water, nothing to drink, nothing to eat, and obviously not going to the bathroom. One other time I can recall was, again, back in New York City, run and gun, and a sanitation worker was asked to step aside. Someone said, I have an idea. Looked over, the steam was billowing up from down below. What if we asked The Undertaker, who was there in full regalia, with a wide brim and all, what if we asked him to go down into the sewer? Just so he could climb up with this iconic shot with all the smoke behind him, and that he did. So indeed, there are so many, many occasions in which this man accomplished so much. One of the qualities that someone who is accepted to the Hall of Fame would have, qualities such as integrity, and no doubt this man has an abundance of integrity, more than anyone I've ever known. In addition to that, loyalty. Many of you recall the Monday Night Wars, so to speak, in which WCW never bothered to call The Undertaker because they knew he would never answer. Respect. This man has never demanded respect, yet he commands it just by the way he carries himself as a performer and as a man. Leadership. The greatest form of leadership is leadership by example, and God knows this man has set the example. Other qualities would include toughness, athleticism, perseverance, intelligence, dedication, discipline. I'm gonna have The Undertaker come out here and kick your ass. But there is one quality he has in abundance, more than anyone I've ever known. This man is the most revered superstar in WWE history. The greatest quality our inductee brings to the Hall of Fame is love. Because you cannot accomplish what he has in 30 years for any other reason other than the love for his business. And the love for all the performers, past and present. And the love for each and every person through 3 generations all over the world who have stood in awe and watched him perform. It is now my honor To introduce you to the newest member of the 2022 Hall of Fame, Mark Calloway, The Undertaker.
I love you.
For the last 30 years, my identity has been Undertaker. The Phenom, the Dead Man, the American Badass, and the Taker of Souls. Tonight, I'm going to take you behind the curtain and meet the man under the black hat, Mark Calloway. Now, it could have been really easy for me to keep Mark Calloway hidden until the day that I die, but I wanted to show each and every one of you the same respect that you've shown me for so many years. I love this business with all my heart, but it doesn't come without sacrifice. Sacrifice in the form of family, health, and privacy. I wouldn't be where I am today without all the people, not only that helped me in the ring, but outside of it. So WWE Universe, my first thank you is to you. You are loyal, you are passionate, and you guys were the motivation that I needed on many nights to get up off of the training room table, work my way down here to the ring, push through the pain, and perform. So, tonight isn't just about me. It's about each and every one of you. I'm going to share with you something that my brother once shared with me. It's 1986, and I'm about 20 years old. I'm sitting in his living room, and I'm staring at the floor. I'm about a semester away from college graduation, and I'm conflicted and miserable. I say, David, I don't know what to do. I said, I don't know what to do. Do I graduate? Do I go overseas and try and play pro basketball? I don't know what to do. See, the decision, it seems impossible. See, I'd spent the last 10 years consumed with playing basketball. And to be quite frank with you, my opportunities after college are pretty promising. At the same time, basketball isn't what I want to do. My heart is already into wrestling. Now sure, I just started my wrestling training, but I already know this is what I want to do with my life. But I also know that my teammates are going to be disappointed, and I don't even want to begin to think about what my parents are going to say. my brother David comes and he puts his hand on my shoulder and he goes, Mark, he says, you can't live your life for what mom and dad want you to do. And you can't live your life for what your teammates want you to do. Here it is. He says, you can't live your life for anyone other than you. It was in that moment that everything became crystal clear. No matter what it took, I was going to become a professional wrestler. Was it glamorous? Not unless you consider living in your car, busting heads in bars, and not knowing whether or not you're going to have enough money to eat that day. It wasn't anything close to glamorous. But let me tell you what it was. It was the only way that I was going to find my true identity. You see, I respected my parents so much, I didn't want to disappoint them. But that being said, I couldn't live my life for what my parents wanted me to do. I had to go after my own identity, face my own failures, be accountable for my own actions, and chase my dreams without fear of what other people thought. My dreams led me to become The Undertaker. Now, you all know my signature moves: Last Ride, Old School, the Tombstone. But tonight, I'm going to reveal some of my mental signature moves. And because we can't live our life for anybody other than ourselves, hopefully one, maybe all of these will help you find your true identity as well, just like it did for me, thanks to the WWE. Now, unfortunately, one of the earliest and most significant lessons I learned came from Vince himself, AKA the boss. We were in Rochester, New York, doing TV. This is early on in my career. And I'm working a squash match, an enhancement match. So I'm working an enhancement match with this local kid who, one, is probably more nervous than I can even imagine. Two, probably getting his one shot on TV. And three, he's probably doing the best that he can. But none of that's running through my mind as he just screws up one of my patented moves after another. And I noticeably start roughing him up. Now, as I storm back to the curtain after the match, there stands Vince. And I can tell by the look on his face, he isn't there to tell me what a great job I just did. He walks up to me, and he looks me in the eyes, and he goes, Mark, perception is reality. And the reality is that everybody out there in that arena and everyone here backstage thinks you're an asshole. And in that moment, I knew he was right. You see, I wasn't, you know what? I don't know if any of you may have seen that match. I mean, most of you probably weren't even born yet. But if you had seen it, you may have formed an opinion about me right then and there. See, I'm not proud of my actions that night. And I had to learn the hard way that perception really is reality. And this became my first mental move. Throughout the rest of my career, I constantly reminded myself, no matter whether I was in the ring or I was outside, my actions matter. You know, when I think of perception, I can't help but think of Stephanie McMahon. Now, she's not nearly as big a brat as you think she is off screen. She's actually a lot bigger. I've often thought of Steph as the little sister I never wanted. Well, I guess I'm stuck with you. In all seriousness, you know how much I love you and your family. And speaking of siblings I never wanted, I didn't forget about Shane. From driving me and the Godfather around from city to city, wondering why he had to wear his sunglasses at 2 a.m., to pestering me nonstop about the ridiculously insane bumps that he wanted to take in his matches. He wore me out. And speaking of Godfather, you know, I've often referenced the two main male influences in my life outside of my dad. Now, I need to clarify something. I never said you were a positive influence, but an influence nonetheless. We've been friends for over 30 plus years. We've drank gallons of Jack Daniels. And we have fought each other over hats, watches, and just about anything you can imagine. But the reality is, I always knew you had my back. And when I think about somebody having my back, I cannot not think of these guys. The BSK. Boys, you know I'm going to take the stories to the grave with me. But I hope each and every one of you know how much I love you. The late, great Yokozuna and co-founder of the BSK. We shared many memories inside the ring, but my fondest memories happened outside the ropes. Traveling up and down the roads, drinking whiskey and playing dominoes. Who would have known that those three things would be the beginning of a forever brotherhood? Brian Crush Adams. Another brother taken way too soon. There's not a day goes by that I don't think about him. One of the few guys that wasn't afraid to rib me. The ultimate rib coming fresh off of a bicep surgery. Brian calls me. I'm released. I can start working out. I got to get back to work. But Brian calls me and convinces me to fly to Florida and learn how to break bricks with our hands. Now you're talking two really big humans slamming their hand into cinder blocks for 7 hours a day. For no other apparent reason than just to say we could do it. I'm talking swollen hands, bloody palms, busted knuckles. It was miserable. Little did I know that that would be the last time that we'd spend together. A few short weeks later, I received one of the worst phone calls of my life. Brian had passed. I never understood why I said yes to breaking bricks, but in this moment, it all made sense. Paul Bearer. Legit licensed mortician. He was a vital part of the Undertaker character. You didn't think Undertaker without Paul Bearer. He was a tremendous friend and another guy who loved to play practical jokes on me. I couldn't leave a drink unattended without coming back and checking it for cucumbers. I mean, who does that? Who puts cucumbers in a man's drink? An evil man, that's who. Big Kane. Our story stretches over 2 decades as the Brothers of Destruction. The greatest wrestling story ever told. You are, without a doubt, the most genuine human being I know, Glenn. Well, I'm sorry. He insists that I call him Mr. Mayor now. Don't get hot, brother. I mean, I didn't get mad when you stole all my moves. Although you did do them better than me. You have a gift for making everyone around you better, including me. Speaking of being better, that brings me to my second signature mental move. This one I learned over a piece of cornbread. I'm 25 years old. I just won my first world heavyweight title. I'm sitting in my parents' kitchen eating a big old plate of red beans and rice my mom had made. Red beans and rice, come on. Well, my dad leans over the counter. He starts to lower his glasses on the tip of his nose, and that's a surefire sign there's a lecture coming. And it did. He goes, "Boy, you paying your taxes?" "Yeah, Dad, I'm paying my taxes." "All right, you living beneath your means, right?" "Yeah, Dad, I'm living beneath my means." All right, good. All right, listen closely. I want you to remember this. He goes, "The toes that you step on the way to the top are connected to the same asses you're going to have to kiss on the way back down." Whoa! Dad spewing the knowledge, right? He instilled in me right then and there, no matter who I come across, treat them with respect. Yeah, I may be world champion, but that doesn't make me any more important than that local security guy I pass when I walk into an arena, or that local crew guy that's working in catering. You never know what one hello, one how you doing, one smile, or one handshake is going to affect somebody. It could literally change their life, and it might even save their life. So, I love you too. So, we're not going to have a love fest. So that's why my second mental move that helped me anchor my true identity is respect and loyalty go a long way. Now, thinking of respect and loyalty, I've always considered it an extreme honor to step in this ring and perform. It's thanks to guys like Dusty, Harley, Ricky Steamboat, Andre the Giant, Bruno Sammartino, Bret Hart, and the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Thank you for paving the way for my generation and for the generations to come. Perry Jackson, you stepped up when Buzz left me high and dry. Without you by my side, I wouldn't be where I am today. Bruce Pritchard, you were instrumental in getting me in front of Vince initially. You were such an advocate for me, and without that original meeting, there may not have ever been an Undertaker. Dan Pucciarelli, your stellar work on The Last Ride is legendary, as is your putting up with me during the filming of the documentary. To the woman who quite literally made every car, every flight, every accommodation for me and my family, all the while doing it with amazing grace and humor, Ms. Kathy Morrell. Y'all might be the only ones that get this part. Now, I was going to wait to the last second before I mention this next person, just like I always had to wait to the last second before I got my ring gear or my coats. Terry Anderson. Terry Anderson is the woman behind every iconic look of The Undertaker. Terry, I hope you hear this, because this will definitely be the last nice thing that I ever say about you. I've had an outstanding team of doctors, as you can imagine. Dr. Jeff Dugas, Dr. Edwin Sue, and Dr. Thomas Bird. Dr. Bird, you've put me back together more times than I can even count. You've seen more of my insides than what anybody should ever have to. My final and most significant mental move comes into play the day before WrestleMania 25. There we are. HBK, the showstopper, Mr. WrestleMania Shawn Michaels versus the Phenom, The Undertaker, and his undefeated streak. We're sitting there discussing our match when I turn to Michael Hayes and I say, Mike, I said, when are we on tomorrow? And after a long, uncomfortable pause, he goes, You guys are on third, and you have about 15 minutes. Now, I look at Sean, and Sean's looking at me, and we know exactly what each other's thinking, and it ain't good. I mean, it's WrestleMania, for crying out loud. Now, at this point in our career, we got nothing left to prove, but an insult this bad made us go out and do just that. After a little bit of hell was raised, all right, there was a lot of hell raised. We ended up getting a few extra minutes and getting moved to later in the show. We weren't on last, but I'm pretty sure everybody that followed us wished we had been.
I love to watch.
Oh, man. So, we ended up leaving it all in the ring that night. Sean, I thank you for your friendship and for giving me one of the very best matches of my career. This experience highlighted my third mental move that I try to live my life by every day. Never be content. I'm talking to you guys up there too. I don't care what you've achieved. Continue to push through. Fail forward. Dream big and strive to be better. This principle certainly comes into play at WrestleMania 27 and 28, which would not have been possible if it was not. Hey, Adam. How you doing? Without this guy, Triple H. It was always such a pleasure to share the ring with you. It was effortless, and our chemistry was undeniable. We've been great friends inside the ring and out, but I want to thank you for reminding me at a time when my confidence was at its lowest of who I really am. Your words Your words that day got me through that match, and it got me through the rest of my career. The moment that you, I, and Sean shared on that stage at WrestleMania 28 is one of the most proud moments of my career. It truly was an end of an era. You know, I mentioned this job takes a lot of sacrifice. And no one sacrifices more than my family. My son Gunnar, I am beyond proud of the man that you've become. And I love you more than you will ever know. Chasey and Gracie, I miss you guys more than you can ever imagine. I love you dearly. You are such a part of me, and you always will be. Sweet Kai of Faith, you are blessed with so many gifts. You have a beautiful heart, a love of God, athleticism, humor. You know, knowing that I would get an instant witty reply, I asked her, I said, what do you want me to tell the world about you? And without skipping a beat, she goes, I don't care what the world thinks about me, Daddy. Oh, baby girl, I hope that never changes because you're perfect just the way you are. The newest member of the team, Colt. Colt with a K, AKA the dude. You're already making me a better man, and I promise that I'm gonna be the best dad that I can be for you. My mom and dad, I mentioned earlier, I knew that my parents weren't gonna be, they were gonna be disappointed with the choice that I took, the path that I took, and they were. But despite their initial disappointment, undoubtedly they were my biggest fans. When I think about them, one story comes to mind. I got to share this. This is classic. I was in Houston, Texas, H-Town. I was in Houston, Texas, and I was going to wrestle Big Sid Vicious. My family is sitting on the second row. I didn't have that first row juice yet. Anyway, my dad, my mom, my brother, a couple of my nieces are there. Anyway, I passed Sid backstage. And I said, look, hey, my family's out there on the second row. I said, be careful. My mom, she's a pistol. He said, okay, never really, he didn't really acknowledge it that much. So later on that night, we're in the match, and he's got me down. And he's working me in a rear chin lock. All of a sudden, he goes, where's your mom? And I'm like, huh? He goes, where's your mom? And finally, he gets me turned so that we're facing my mom. And then he starts. He goes, is this your little boy? I'm kicking his butt. What are you going to do about it, old lady? Whew. Here she comes. She's climbing over the people in the front row, trying to get to the barricade so she can jump in and jump on Sid and save me. Now, my dad and my brother are trying to restrain her, and she is fighting with everything that she had. She ended up with bruises on the inside of each arm from how tight they were holding her. Unbelievable. And that's how Mom got banned from wrestling. Oh, Dad, I miss you every day. I knew every time that I stepped foot through these ropes that you were right by my side. And you can give it up for Dad. He's pretty awesome. My mom, she's been on me for years. When are you going to get that damn ring? Well, Mom, we did it. I love you, Mom. Whew. To my beautiful wife, Michelle. She is my rock. She is the foundation that our family's built on. You made me want to be a better man and a husband just when I'm near you. It's funny how things work out. When Michelle first came to the WWE, there was two people that she didn't want to meet. Kane and The Undertaker. I think with Kane, it was because he was so big and scary. Now me, on the other hand, I think it was the long hair, the tattoos, somewhat bad reputation. Thanks, Godfather. She would come to find out that Kane is probably the nicest man that she's ever met. And she married me. After a long, exhausting chase, I finally had to say yes. I think the greatest thing that you've ever done for me, though, is restore my relationship with my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I remember the first time she asked me to go to church with her. I said, babe, I'm gonna walk into church, the rafters are gonna start shaking and lightning bolts are gonna start flying at me. She goes, don't be stupid. But she made me sit on the other side of the church just in case. You're an awesome mother. And when that phone rings and it's WWE on the other end, she can still lace up them boots and hang with the best women in the world. Thank you for seeing past my long hair, my tattoos, and my iffy reputation and being my wife. I love you with all my heart. You are my soulmate. Whew. I got through that one. Vince McMahon. While you weren't completely sold on me in the beginning, you ended up giving me the chance of a lifetime. When WCW told me that I would never draw money, you saw enough in me to give me an opportunity to prove them wrong. The reason I'm standing here today is because of you. You changed my entire life. You've taught me so much about our business. You've been an incredible friend, an important father figure, especially after my dad passed away. No matter if it was a pat on the back, a hug, or a swift kick in the ass, you always seemed to know exactly what I needed. And from WrestleMania 7 to WrestleMania 38, that added up to a few pats, several hugs, and a whole lot of kicks. You know, Vince, I'm talking about hugs. You say that you love me, but can we take a look at some of the matches that you've put me in? Body bag matches, casket matches, buried alive matches, Hell in a Cell matches, Boiler Room Brawl matches, Inferno match, and a Boneyard match. And if I'm not mistaken, there was even a Punjabi prison match, which just about killed all of us. You think I'd get the hint? You've been trying to get rid of me for years. I'm just too stubborn to leave. And while you did get over on me more times than I want to admit, I can stand up here tonight and proudly say, you never got me to do the take-a-Rooney. And I'll take that to the grave with me too. We started as boss and employee, and I leave this stage tonight 32 years later knowing that you're one of my closest friends. The lessons that I've learned from you over 3 decades will continue to direct me for the rest of my life. Thank you for the gift of The Undertaker, but more importantly, thank you for your friendship. WWE Universe, there is no one like you. Thank you for your unwavering support. And remember, you can't live your life for anyone other than you. When you wake up tomorrow morning, I dare you, make these 3 mental moves part of your life too. Perception is reality. Respect and loyalty go a long way, and no matter what, never be content. When you do, you can find your own identity and be unapologetically you. Even if that means you spend the next 30 years setting up in caskets, burying people alive, and taking souls and digging holes. Thank you for taking this journey with me over the last 3 decades. You can rest assured that now that The Undertaker has entered the WWE Hall of Fame, that I will rest in peace. Thank you. Never say never. Kill him again.
Undertaker.